What does justice look like when the system itself is on trial? In the humid air of a small-town Georgia courtroom, Officer Daniel Hargrove leaned back in his chair, a smirk curling his lips. The case was routinely a minor traffic violation, but Hargrove's eyes gleamed with malice as he watched the defendant, a black woman named Maya Ellison, take the stand. Her braided hair was pulled into a neat bun, her posture steady despite the weight of his gaze. To him, she was just another statistic, another chance to flex his authority. He whispered to his partner, loud enough for her to hear, "She's got no business here. Probably can't even afford a lawyer." Maya's hands clenched briefly, but her face remained composed. She'd heard worse. Growing up in a town where prejudice wore a badge, she'd learned to armor herself with silence. But today, something burned brighter in her chest, a quiet resolve, a secret she carried like a hidden blade. The courtroom buzzed with murmurs, the air thick with anticipation. Hargrove's mockery wasn't new, but it stung. Each word was a reminder of every door slammed shut, every opportunity stolen. Yet Maya stood tall, her eyes meeting his without flinching. The trial began. Hargrove testified with the confidence of a man who'd never been challenged. He recounted the traffic stop, his voice dripping with condescension as he described Maya's suspicious behavior. The judge, an older white man, seemed to nod along, his pen scratching notes. Maya's public defender, a nervous young attorney, fumbled through questions, barely denting Hargrove's story. The officer's smirk widened. He thought he'd won before the gavel even fell. Then came the twist no one saw coming. The courtroom door creaked open, and a woman stepped in, Mrs. Clara Thompson, a retired schoolteacher who'd taught Maya in 5th grade. Clara, with her silver hair and piercing eyes, wasn't on the witness list. She carried a worn notebook, her hands trembling slightly as she approached the bench. The judge raised an eyebrow but allowed her to speak. Clara's voice, soft yet steady, cut through the room like a blade. "I've known Maya since she was a child," she said. "And I've known Officer Hargrove's ways even longer." She opened the notebook, revealing pages of dates, times, and incidents, years of complaints about Hargrove's harassment of black residents, meticulously recorded. The room fell silent. Hargrove's smirk vanished. Clara's testimony shifted the air. She spoke of Maya's character, her resilience, her scholarship to law school despite every obstacle. The judge's expression softened, and the murmurs grew louder. Maya, still composed, felt a tear prick her eye. Clara wasn't just a witness. She was a lifeline, a reminder that someone had always seen her. The judge called a recess, and Hargrove stormed out, his face pale. But the real reckoning was yet to come. When the court reconvened, the judge announced he was stepping down due to a sudden conflict of interest. A new figure entered, robes flowing, and the room froze. It was Maya, not the defendant, but Judge Maya Ellison, recently appointed to the circuit court. The paperwork had been delayed, her identity unlisted until now. Hargrove's jaw dropped as she took the bench, her gavel gleaming under the fluorescent lights. "Bailiff," she called, her voice steady as steel. "Please escort Officer Hargrove to the witness stand." The courtroom erupted in whispers. Hargrove, now sweating, shuffled forward, his bravado shattered. Maya's eyes locked onto his, not with anger, but with the weight of justice. She didn't need to raise her voice. Her presence was enough. "Officer," she began, "your actions today reflect a pattern. Let's discuss accountability." She leaned forward, her words deliberate. "The law applies to everyone, even you." The trial shifted. Hargrove's history unraveled under cross-examination, Clara's notebook serving as a roadmap. Maya presided with fairness, but her questions cut deep, exposing biases he'd never had to answer for. The traffic violation case was dismissed, but Hargrove faced an internal review. As the gavel fell, Maya's gaze lingered on him, not with triumph, but with hope. Hope that even a broken system could bend toward justice. In the days that followed, the town buzzed with the story. Clara visited Maya's chambers, her smile proud. "You were always my brightest," she said. Maya hugged her, whispering, "You gave me the courage." For every Hargrove, there was a Clara, a reminder that change began with those who dared to see. And Maya, now Judge Ellison, knew her work was just beginning. Justice wasn't a verdict, it was a promise. Yendi.